I'm from Pocatello, and I'm the FCS educator there. And tonight I chose for our side dish a recipe that uses very normal foods that you have quite often in your home if you grow a garden in the summertime. It's called Parmesan vegetable spiral, and so it uses zucchini, yellow summer squash, tomato, potato, onion, and garlic. I really like to find recipes that are new and different, that use some of the things that we have around. And also, even this time of year, as I went to the store, those types of foods are easy and available to find and inexpensive. Summer squash is a great vegetable to have. It's low in calories in comparison to winter squash, and also it creates a beautiful design, is what we're going to show you tonight with the spiral when you interchange the colors. The recipe calls for 1 onion that needs to be chopped up. You just do a medium onion and you chop it up and you cook it until it's translucent. After you have got that heated up, which takes about 8 minutes, I have found, then my garlic, here it is. You'll want to add a clove of garlic for about a minute is all it really needs to cook, just to get it so that you have a little bit of garlic in there and it just browns a little bit. If you leave the garlic in too long, it browns much faster than the onion, and you really don't want that to get that brown. You just want it to be, I don't know if you can smell that yet, but I can smell that. It calls for a teaspoon of olive oil to put in with your onions to start out with, and I had already done that. Now with your baking dish, I found a round baking dish, but the samples that you're going to have tonight have been in a 11 by 13 pan. So if you've got a big group, you can just do them in rows rather than in the spiral. You'll want to put in a little bit of cooking spray. Let's see if you can see. Where's the best place to garlic? I'll put it right here. So we've got our onions ready to go. I'm going to turn that off. We're just going to put them in the bottom of the baking dish. Now, if you really are getting into barley, you could also mix these onions with some barley and put the vegetables on a bed of barley and onions. I think that would be very good. I didn't get a chance to try that at home, but my husband really liked this recipe and my grandchildren that tried it. So, the next thing that you're going to want to do is chop up your vegetables, 1/4-inch slices, and there are a variety of slicers on the market. This particular one I got at Bed Bath & Beyond. It's very simple, it was inexpensive, or you can use your Cuisinart, you can use a mandolin, you can use a variety of things to cut your vegetables. So we will put some veggies in here and slice them up into 1/4-inch slices. Hopefully you can see that. It's just a little bit. I did notice on the TV that they had one that was on special for like $20, and you could get 2 for $20, but then you had to buy, or you had to pay for the postage and handling, and I thought, well, it's just as easy to go down to Bed Bath & Beyond, and I didn't want to, so this worked out really well. Just to be able to make a nice 1/4-inch. And it does call for potato. A russet or a red would work, and I did some red potatoes, and we like that because we like the color. And then I'll get and be careful with these because they do have really sharp, if they don't go all the way through, they have really sharp blades, and you don't want to cut yourself. So, okay, so once you get your vegetables cut, you just put them in a bowl so I can see. You start around the edge and you just start every other one. So I'm doing a potato, a yellow squash, and a piece of zucchini, and then I'll put in a tomato. And you can gauge this on the kinds of things that your family likes. I have a granddaughter that doesn't like tomatoes, and so I put in more of the other vegetables and just a tomato every so often rather than have them as, you know, lined up like we did here. So it's just however you want to do that. Now this will bake in a 375 degree oven for 35 minutes, covered with aluminum foil. And then after it's cooked for about 35 minutes, then you'll want to take it out, and then you add the Parmesan cheese and bake it uncovered for the additional 25 minutes. So you can kind of get an idea of how this is going to go together. And if you have some little pieces at the end, then those can go into the middle. You want to put a little thyme on it, and you just basically, it calls for a teaspoon that you can use whatever amount that you like for your family. It calls for a little salt, and I'm just using some sea salt, and it calls for a little black pepper. And you just season it the way that you want to have it. All right, are there any questions? Oh, and I've got one more thing to say. As many vegetables as this makes, you can have, if you're figuring like a half a cup serving, you can actually eat a lot more than that. And the recommended daily allowances now are like to have the minimum 2 cups for adult, or 2 cups for adults to like 6 cups. So it's easy to get at least 1 full serving. So rather than having like, you know, a half cup serving, you could have 2 servings and have that cup of vegetables in there. And that's a really good way to get your vegetables. Are there any questions?